Right, guys, big news. This is my first somewhat reaction to a new video that Donald Trump's just posted about the endocannabinoid system. So I thought I'd give it a playthrough and give it a little reaction and my thoughts and perspectives as a cannabinoid researcher, what this maybe means, the opportunities this could potentially open up in the future, and how's this going to influence the cannabis industry at some point, hopefully. So here we go, let's see what's going on.
Can revolutionize senior healthcare. We've all heard about the major systems in our bodies, like the digestive, respiratory, nervous, and cardiovascular systems. But there's one essential system discovered in the 90s that you probably never heard of. It makes all of the other systems work smoothly with each other. Like a conductor, ensuring the different sections of an orchestra all play a beautiful symphony together. This system is called the endocannabinoid system. It has been acknowledged and studied by scientists extensively with support from the National Institutes of Health. As we age, the system weakens. As a result, the different...
So before it goes into the next little section, the endocannabinoid system is a thing. Our body produces cannabinoids naturally, and the endocannabinoid system is how cannabis works basically, and how it has so many wide-ranging effects across the body and across different conditions. So super interesting that people are talking about this now, because it's been kind of taboo in the medical space for quite a while, and particularly when we talk about cannabis medicines as an option or potential treatments, it's something that a lot of doctors want to sort of stay away from and stay clear of, and it wasn't something that was really taught in medical schools as well. So a lot of people are finding out this system exists for the first time, and nice description so far. And yeah, it's like a little signaling system that helps coordinate all of the different bodily functions, all of the digestive systems, cardiovascular systems across your body, and the whole goal of it is to maintain homeostasis and keep all of those different systems synchronized and in harmony, essentially, so one doesn't overpower the other or one doesn't damage the other system. And so nice video so far, I've got to say.
Systems in our body stop working together smoothly. That's one of the reasons older adults struggle with pain, inflammation, cognitive decline, and other ailments of aging, for which doctors often prescribe dangerous and addictive pharmaceuticals. They also recommend lifestyle remedies, such as exercise, good diet, and stress management. And while all these improve the system, it is only fractionally and over a long time. But here's the game changer. The system can be restored faster using hemp-derived CBD.
Now, it's not just CBD or hemp-derived or cannabis-derived cannabinoids that are therapeutically beneficial, and rightly so. Exercise is the number one thing you can do to improve your health, your body. Your endocannabinoid system can be altered by your exercise habits. Same goes for your diet, same goes for your sleep. So your whole body responds to all of these good activities that you're essentially feeding it with. And I'd say the trick and trap that most people get stuck into is that they think they need to consume something to sort of replenish something that's missing, but a lot of the time it's our behaviors and general sort of lifestyle factors that affect our health more so than anything, more so than any one product that we can consume. But it's looking good so far, I've got to say. It's very interesting, just really interesting for me to see some of this research in the super mainstream at the moment. So we'll keep going.
When the system is restored, pain subsides, sleep is improved, and stress is reduced. When the system is restored, disease progression can slow down, and years are added to your life, as well as years spent in good health. And 20% of seniors are already using CBD today for pain, arthritis, cancer symptoms, sleep disorders, Alzheimer's, and...
Another great topic, another great point. Cannabis products are widely being consumed for all sorts of different purposes and conditions. Not all of those are medically approved though, and we haven't necessarily got beautiful clear-cut evidence to show one molecule treating certain symptoms and having therapeutic effects basically. And we've got sort of early data in cells and in sort of lab-based studies, but scaling this up to sort of large populations is kind of the challenge at the moment. As well as that, everyone's now got access to these cannabis products, and it's really easy to sort of produce them for the most part. But unfortunately, a lot of those are contaminated as well. So a lot of those patients that are using cannabis products for arthritis, cancer pain, Alzheimer's, and sleep disorders, for example, those may possibly be contaminated with pesticides, heavy metals, fungal material, insecticides, all sorts of different elements aggregate in the cannabis plant and in hemp plants. And so oftentimes those find their way into the oils and products that are extracted from that cannabis plant essentially. And so that's one thing to be factoring in whilst we're watching this, and it's a bit of a breakdown of some of these slight generalizations that are in this video. But again, I can't complain. I'm just happy that people, like, this is being talked about by the President of the United States and millions of people are seeing all this. So very insightful, very interesting. And I guess this is like for brand new people that are just experiencing this, a lot of interesting information that they maybe have heard little pieces about. But again, hopefully some of my digestions of this video are also helpful for those that have been quite intrigued by this video and this topic.
Many other ailments of aging, but doctors are not equipped to provide guidance, and there are no FDA standards for what is already in the market today. Imagine if that were the case for other medications. Older adults are suffering needlessly. Hemp-derived CBD can help them feel better, live longer, and improve their quality of life significantly.
It's one tool we can use, and I'm going to say again, if you've got the worst dietary habits, the worst lifestyle habits on the planet, no amount of hemp-derived CBD or any other compound is going to particularly help you. It is very much how well you treat your body overall, day to day, how much water you drink, how much food you eat that's nourishing and nutritious rather than sort of slightly toxic perhaps in forms of alcohol or sweets or candy. And so I'd add that in there too, in addition to
a PricewaterhouseCoopers report estimates annual cost savings for the U.S. nearly $64 billion a year if cannabis is fully integrated into the healthcare system.
The groundbreaking 2018 Farm Bill, championed by President Trump, was the first step. Now it's time to educate doctors on the endocannabinoid system, provide Medicare coverage for CBD, and give millions of seniors the support they deserve. You will deliver the most important senior health initiative of the century, cementing your legacy and transforming aging care. Millions everywhere will thank you.
Boom. Nice video. I think one thing that I'd add to this sort of conversation is that cannabis access is pretty widespread across the United States at the moment already. The problem that the US has is how do we move from that recreational sort of Wild West that exists at the moment, that, as they correctly say, doesn't have too much FDA oversight or regulation. How do we move from that, everyone's got access free for all, to a nicely organized and refined and efficient medical system that supports the use of cannabis products in a medicinal, therapeutic, informed, reliable, high quality way, as opposed to rather than throw some cannabis at a patient and sort of hope for the best, which is what a lot of people unfortunately end up doing. But I think crucially, great video. Really glad to see that this is becoming part of the widespread international conversation now. Donald Trump's posted this and it's basically reached all the way across to Europe and across the international cannabis industry. So very true. Endocannabinoid system isn't something that doctors are always particularly aware of. It's not something that's traditionally been taught in medical schools. And so our whole company is about passing that science and that information on to people. That's what Global Cannabinoid Solutions is. That's my purpose as a researcher and why we founded the company. And so if you do have questions, if you want to know more about cannabinoids, CBD, its potential health impact in the endocannabinoid system, we've got trainings, we've got materials for patients, business owners, doctors, healthcare professionals, anyone that's either working in the cannabis industry or looking to enter it or understand it or utilize products of the cannabis industry. We've got safety information for you. We've got content there for you that can help educate you on the science and the facts of all this. So really cool to see the video. If you've got any questions as well that I've maybe not covered or answered properly, do leave them in the sort of description below. And I'll put some links in there to some of our training resources too. But super cool to see, really glad it's happening. And hopefully there's a nice, logical, sensible, evidence-based scientific pathway that can be developed from this sort of early conversation that's going on. So appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot for listening and see you in the next video.